Okay, so today what we'll do is, so we'll talk about little EC2's little rules and regulations that you should be aware. Rules and regulations mean something guidelines. So if you're unaware of this, unnecessary spinning of this will eat away your money. Okay. So the first thing is EC2 comes under free tier. That is what they told. Free tier means it's free to use. Now free does not mean completely free. There is some limitation. So now the question comes is what is that limitation? So the limitation is they said that you can spin EC2, okay, 750 hours per month. This is the clause they told. And this is applicable on account. They never said on mission. So this small understanding gap, what happens is unknowingly, you may create 4 instances and you will think that every instance is 750 hours. That is wrong. So they never told per instance. They told that in the EC2, entire in the EC2 process, you can have, let's say, n number of machines. You can create a number. In total, it should not exceed 750 hours per month. Okay. So if you exceed 750 hours per month, then what happens is bill starts generating. So you know the limit now. Now the question comes is how many hours per month? Tell me guys, how many hours per month? Calculate. So 24 into 30, it may be equal to 750 hours. If you consider 24 into 31, it may be 744 hours. So either ways, if you keep, so can I say that if this logic is correct, if logically, can I create one EC2 instance, entirely under free tier, right from its OS? Okay, OS also I'll select free, and also I'll select the hardware also free, that T2 micro, which is free of cost. Then I guess I can run this. I can run this free per month. Do you agree? And this free tier policy is applicable for 1 year. For 1 year, guys. That means per month I can keep my EC2 instance online 24/7. One instance I'm talking, which can run at free of cost per month. And likewise, I can repeat this up to 12 months. Don't you think this is a big benefit for IT companies now? Tell me guys, frankly. This is the gimmick they are doing. So what they do is they are using the AWS EC2s. AWS EC2 instance they create under free tier and get the builds done free of cost on the AWS platform. So they want one more build to happen on different, let's say they'll create one more account, they run it. One more account, they run it. You understood what I'm talking? But the company has some good budget with them. If they're ready to pay, that's okay. So in India, what is happening is a lot of companies, they're doing this gimmick of creating multiple accounts and getting the things done free of cost. But if they, let's say, they want to maintain, they have good budget, then that's okay. They're ready to pay, they'll pay it. Clear? Have you understood? Confirm. Okay. So what is the limit per month now? What is the limit per month? So 750 hours. Is it applicable per mission or per account? That clarity you need to have, guys. It's per account, not per mission. Okay. So that is what you have to keep in mind. Now, this is all about the EC2 stuff. Now, what we do is since we want to go ahead with the Jenkins, right? So this is what Jenkins we are planning to host it on AWS. Correct? Now that's the reason we need to study the Jenkins now. So we'll start hosting the Jenkins on AWS platform. So let's see the points. So what is the Jenkins comes in picture, guys? What is the use of Jenkins? What is the use of Jenkins? So what is the use of Jenkins? Tell me. So this is a CI and CD tool. First point is it is a CI and CD tool. Now what is CI? Full form is continuous integration. Okay. And the meaning of CD is same. Continuous. Now what is the D there? Is it a development or delivery or deployment? What is correct? This is one thing people have misunderstanding. So CD means is it development or deployment or delivery? So according to the Jenkins, it is delivery. It is not deployment. Because once you officially go into the site of Jenkins, you just see what they say. Jenkins I'm opening. And here you have what is this? Just scroll down somewhere, it will say, see, continuous integration and continuous delivery. So this is a CI and CD tool, not a deployment tool. So in your syllabus, you have something called Ansible now. So Ansible comes under the deployment tool concept. Chef comes under deployment tool concept. So here this is a continuous delivery tool. Okay. Now what is the role of the Jenkins here? The role is you need to know why we use this. So once you know why we use this, then you'll understand the subject. So let's say a developer, imagine like a developer or any person who is writing a code. Now, once he writes the code, we know that he pushes the code on server. Which server? That is what I want. Which server I will push, guys? No, it is not Jenkins. He'll push the code at some place. What is that? Do you agree? Git. See, once you write the code, we go ahead and push the code now. So the code travels over to the version control system on remote repo. So it hangs there. That means it waits at that point. So from there, now you need to understand one point here. When does the developer pushes the code to the remote repo? Under what circumstances? When he feels that code is perfect. Do you agree? Will you push a code which is not working, guys? Tell me. We don't do that mistake now. So we never push any code which is not working. So practically, a developer or a person who is working with the code, once he writes it, first he will check on his machine only, on his laptop or a desktop that is working. He feels that okay, it is working, then only he will commit the changes and push it to the server. That's a simple point. So that means assumption once he is pushing means it means that it is working according to him or she. Now, do you think whatever he says is final? That's a question. Do you think whatever he feels, is it a final? That is absolutely no, right? So that is the reason we have some process in place called build. Build. Got it now? Build. So in the build, what happens is it is going to check whether the code is written syntactically correct or not. So at this point, you need to understand something like in the build process, we are going to check whether code is correct or wrong. So if it is correct, then it will go to the test process, testing, automation testing. Got it? So in the testing, if it is passes, then it should produce a package, some package. We call it as an artifact. Artifact means perfectly working code, which is in installable format, package. So if you pick up that package, then we go ahead and put it on some server to test it. So the concept is once you push it to the version control system, from there, the build and test and packaging should happen. And this activity is handled by Jenkins. Clear now? So Jenkins is going to tell you whether your build is right or wrong, whether your tests are passed or not, whether package is happening or not. You understood simple point about the Jenkins? So that is what we use. So likewise, we have the Jenkins, we have a lot of tools in the market. So there are different tools like who work like Jenkins. Okay. So that is, I can say like there is a tool called Azure Pipelines. In Azure also you have some concept called Azure Pipelines. It does the same thing. And if you talk about like there is a tool called TeamCity. This is one more tool. Then there is some tool called Travis CI. Okay. There is one more tool called uship udeploy. Uship udeploy something code. This is the name uship udeploy something. Starts with letter U. So these are the some of the popular tools, guys. There is one more popular tool. Can you name that popular tool, guys? Those who have little experience of 4 or 5 years working in IT. Maybe you are a testers or a developers. There is one more popular tool here. Any guess? No? So let's see. No, not Sonar. So there are some competitor tools are there, guys. So something like this is the list of Bamboo. So this is an entire list of the tools. Bamboo is one of the popular tool in the agile era. That means exactly 10 years ago, Bamboo was the king in the market. So most of the companies ran behind Bamboo tool. Now the companies are running behind Jenkins tool. That's the only difference. So like same logic like Bollywood. At some point, some hero will have a demand, and again at some point, different will have a hero will have a demand. So today it is Jenkins. Yesterday it was Bamboo. So we don't know what is tomorrow. So these are all tools that we have in the market. Azure DevOps, Octopus, Travis CI, GitLab, uship, udeploy, Harness, AutoRapid, etc. The list is very extensive. Getting the point? In simple words, guys. So let's summarize in simple words. So developer writes the code. End of the day, he pushes that code to the server, version control system, and that is not final. We cannot take what he's writing is final. We cannot consider. So that's the reason whatever the code that he has written, that code will be picked up by the Jenkins and it will do the build process and it will do the test process and convert them into a packaging. Okay. Now, that is a role of the Jenkins. So Jenkins takes responsibility of handling the build process, test process, and packaging process. And likewise, Jenkins, we have a lot of tools in the market. So that is what I am talking about. So this is a list. Clear? Understood now? Now let's see the meanings of CI and CD. Okay, please confirm. First of all, you need to know why the Jenkins is. Everybody clear on the same page? So the output of the Jenkins will be a package only. So it depends whether you are configuring only build or whether you are configuring only test or whether you are configuring only package. You got it? So Jenkins capability is all in one. Yeah, package is executable code, correct. So Jenkins is capable of only doing the build. Jenkins is capable of doing only test. Jenkins is capable of converting into a package. Jenkins is capable of combining these options and do it. So that means it's like it can handle these are the activities independently or collectively. So that's a role of Jenkins. Now coming to the understanding of what is CI and CD. So that is most important here. So CI, we know that the full form is continuous integration. Please write these points in your notes, guys. These are not there in your class notes. Please write these points, CI. Please write this. These are not there in class notes. So CI is continuous integration. That's a full form, right? And what exactly? So CI is absolutely a strategy of DevOps. Strategy of, what is the spelling is? Strategy. Okay, strategy of DevOps. Got it now? So this is an absolutely the strategy of the DevOps. So DevOps says that believes in CI. So that is nothing but it itself is a strategy here. So now the question comes is, what is CI? So CI is all about, okay, write the definition. So CI is all about integrating live changes of, okay, let me increase this. Okay, so live changes of source code, whatever the changes that you are making of source code into the master branch, into the master, or into the production. These are all alias, or into the release after being validated and tested. So this is a definition. So definition of CI is, it's all about integrating live changes of source code into the master and production, either into the master or into the production or into your release cycle after being validated and tested. Now source code is nothing but the code written in your project, guys. So technically, in simple words, people say it's a code or it's a program. But when you talk in SDLC level of method of talking, so we have to say source code. Clear? There is a movie also with the English movies there with this name, same name, source code. How many of you saw that movie? The name, the name of that movie is also source code. There is an English movie called Source Code. Okay. The next step. Now, to say that we are following the CI in our project, so there are some metrics are there, or metrics, or you can say some properties are there, or something you need to follow. Some guidelines are there. So if you follow these properties, or I can say if you're following this in your project, then we can say that we are doing the CI. So what are those properties? Property number 1. Whatever the changes that you are making, okay, the changes that you push should be small. Unlike in Agile, they are huge. You understood this meaning? Generally, in Agile oriented projects, they will move a big push or big changes of code into the build process. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is, so something like in Agile, you're buying 10 kgs of rice. That means you're getting 10 kgs. But in DevOps, they say you just get only 1 kg or 2 kg. That's it. So DevOps is something like lightweight. So they want you to push small changes of code and put them into the build process and get it done and then move. The reason why they recommend this strategy is, suddenly if you move the big push, okay, correct, and big push fails, you have to do a lot of time spending on debugging. Huge the code, longer time it will take. So that is a principle. So as long as it is heavy, the more time you take it. So that's the reason they say that you have to make sure that you're pushing small changes of code into the build process, get it tested and validated and deployed. That is the meaning here. Got it now? The next, it is something like they're saying step by step, small step by step move. That is what they recommend. And the next, whatever the changes that you move, that we move, or we can say that we move, should be capable enough to test functionality. You understood this meaning, guys? So if I say that small, it does not mean that you spend only 1 or 2 lines. Okay, 1 or 2 lines. No, it is not that meaning. So here the meaning of small is that changes that we move should be having some capability enough to test the functionality. So let's say the guys have been, imagine a program, example guys, just an example. There is a task or an application needs to develop arithmetic calculation. Just an example to make you understand. Okay. Arithmetic calculations you need to make. So what are the arithmetic calculations we make here? Can I say it is a plus, minus, into, and division? Correct? We know that this is the basic arithmetic calculations. So if you finish all these 4 things, then we say the program is done. Now, if I talk in this style of CI, functionally means I should write a program for plus and move the code. You understand? And check whether it is working or not. If it is fine, then I'll come back and write the code for minus and move the code. If it is working fine, that means plus independently functionality test I see, minus independently I'm working, it's working. Then into program I'll update, functionally I can check it. Then division program I'll update, and functionally I can. You understood guys what I'm trying to tell you here, the meaning of enough to test the functionality? Everybody here, this is super important. So if I talk the same thing in agile style, okay. If I talk in agile style, then you're supposed to write all the program in a single go. Plus, minus, into, division in a single go, you will write it, and single go, you'll push it. So that means you're trying to test everything in a single go. So here in this case, we are trying to push the code in a small changes. Clear now? Okay. So something like for a babies, we put small, we do only feeding, small feedings. As the age grows, we feed more now. So something it's like a baby concept. So for a baby, you imagine like a CI is like a baby. So small codings changes have to be pushed. So that's a criteria. And the third point is this frequency of the changes deployed or deployment or deployed should be high. This is interesting. So whatever the changes that you pushed and validated and tested, so we should deploy them into the production. So that means frequency should be high. Frequency, guys. The frequency should be high. So let's say today I pushed some small change. I will not wait till 2 months or 3 months and push it for production. So once my change is ready, and I should push this maybe today or tomorrow. Correct? So that means frequency of changes deployed will be always high in this model if you're following CI process. And next, an entire process of release, right from build, okay, test, package, and release should be automated. Automation is a technique here. So multiple number of deployments is a good. Nothing wrong. But multiple number of deployments in the production is wrong. Understood the meaning now, Anuja? As at your local environment, when you're developing the product, you're trying to deploy more means your team is doing good only. That means they're enhancing your product. They're making some enough changes. Okay. If the most of the deployments are positive, it indicates that your team is writing right code. If most of the deployments are failing In the lower environment, it indicates that your team is not writing a perfect code. Clear? So that is a concept. Now, fourth point is the entire process of right from build, test, and packaging and release that is handled by Jenkins, right? That is called CI here. That should be automated. Everything should be automated. So we avoid manual things. We should more believe in automated. And fifth point, you should have a plan, or since you are going with continuous integration, if something does not work out, something, let's say if fails, let's say if your integration is failing, then you should have a plan to roll back. Rollback is a part of CI, guys. Quickly, it should automate rollback. So let's say I'm deploying from 1.0 to 2.0 and 2.0 is not working. So quickly it should be positioned to roll back to 1.0. So that is also CI only. So I repeat once again the properties. The changes that you're trying to push should be small, not huge. And whatever the changes that you pushed should have the capability to test its functionality, like an example of an arithmetic calculator, right? So frequency of these changes that you're trying to deploy should be regular. So I'll write it better. Instead of writing high, should be more regular. Okay, that means if I take an example of agile, in an agile, in a month, you may be trying 1 or 2. But in DevOps, the model itself is capable of doing the deployments every day. But however, when you compare it practically on the ground field, in a sprint or in a month, I would take it like a roughly 5 to 6 deployments are easily possible by the DevOps. If it is agile, 1 or 2. So that means frequency is high here. An entire process should be automated. And if CI fails, you should have the capability of the system to roll back quickly. Clear? Please take down these points, guys. So I want you guys to take down these points, or otherwise, even I'll update my notes. Okay, that is CI. So now let's talk about, okay, those who want to write, please write it quickly. Divya, have you understood? Sushmita, Vijay, Visweshwar, Samir, Rohini, Rahul. Okay. Good. Now let's talk about the CD stuff. So what is this CD? Okay, so let me clear this. So what is this CD stuff? Let's see. CD, first of all, full form is, there are 3 meanings are there, guys. As you know, it is very common. Students also get confused. So continuous development is 1. Continuous deployment is 1. And continuous delivery is 1. Okay, the situation looks different here. So in this use case, what chapter we are dealing here, the meaning applies is continuous delivery. So the right meaning is continuous delivery. Okay, here in this chapter, we have to apply continuous delivery only. Now, what is the continuous delivery concept here? Okay, so it's all about okay, making, it's all about to make your deliverables in ready mode in ready mode and waiting for approval for deployed or deployment. So this is a practical meaning, guys. So textbook meanings will give a lot of, even on internet you'll find a lot of meanings. But when you talk down the line, this is the actual meaning. So it is all about making your deliverables in ready mode and waiting for the approval for deployment. Where the question comes is where you're planning to deploy. That is interesting. So continuous delivery approval deployment in production. So continuous delivery is into the production. People also apply this word continuous delivery even for release cycle also. They'll call this as release cycle. So this is the words, guys. Now, best example I'll give you to make you understand this. So let's say example number 1. So you guys do already this concept at your home, guys, continuous delivery. So let's say you guys use cooking gas at your home, right? We use cooking gas, we know it. Now, will you wait until this is over and then you'll book? Will you do that? What logic you're following, guys? Simple example of cooking gas. So will you wait until the cooking gas is over at your home? I'm talking about cylinder gas cylinder. So some guys may be looking at me crazy, thinking that, okay, cooking gas means water. So cooking gas is nothing but gas cylinder at your home. Okay. So will you wait until gas cylinder is over, then call that guy asking them, please get the gas cylinder? So we do something called advanced booking, right? So advance booking itself indicates that you're making your deliverable ready. Do you agree with this? See the meaning in the IT now. I'm trying to equate that meanings there. So advance booking means you have your refill ready, and when the current refill is over, immediately we put the new refill. Correct? The old cylinder we remove and put the new one. So new one is available already in the stock at your home. That means you have made deliverable ready. Exactly likewise. 1.0 is in the production already. Our guys have produced, let's say 1.5, let's say 1.6 version and 1.7 version and 1.9 version. So let's say 1.8 and 1.9. So 1.5 seems to be successful. 1.6 also seems to be successfully tested and released. 1.9 is to be failure, and 1.8 seems to be success, and 1.9 is to be a failure. Now you tell me what are deliverables here? We already saw this in examples actually in our basic classes. Tell me guys, what are my deliverables here? What I can deliver? Can I say it is 1.5, 1.6, and 1.8? Though I have 5 versions with me, only 5, 6 and 8 are applicable. 1.5, 1.6 and 1.9. So already on the production server 1.6, 1.0 is going on. So if you want to deploy, which one will you deploy, guys? Which one will you deploy? Is it 1.5 or is it 1.6 or is it 1.7? I want to know the answers from you. This is the practicality, guys. So this is one example they can give you in the interview to identify whether a candidate is genuine or not. Is it 1.5 or 1.6 or 1.8? Which one will you deploy in production? The answer is 1.5 will deploy, not 1.6 and 1.8. Because the next updated model will be 1.5. Because once you deploy 1.5, if the customers are not happy or if there is some critical problem, then we'll go ahead and update it to 1.6. That is the reason. Because you should have your deliverables ready with you. You got it now what I'm talking? So let's say if you deploy directly 1.8 instead of 5 and 6 giving to the customer, and customers are not happy with the 1.8, do you think you want to step back to 1.6 and 1.5? You want to roll back to the previous version, or will you give an updated version? Think like an IT company owner, guys. Think like project manager and tell me. You want to step back or you want to move forward? We have to move forward. So always come, even Samsung updates you observe, they will never step back. They will always move update, right? They move ahead. Got it now? So that's the reason we make our deliverables ready. They're waiting, they're all tested. See, deliverables ready mode means they're already tested and validated and they're perfect. And if you just, they're waiting, sitting in the bin for deployment. That's it. Now, here one logic is, one more criteria to say that it is continuous delivery. The point, interesting point is that deployment should happen in automated mode. That is a logic. The deployment should happen in automated mode. That is a logic. So continuous delivery should happen entirely in automated mode. So 1.0, we got 1.5. Just approve it, it should go. And 1.6, approve it, it should go. Will you approve 1.7? We don't approve, nor we allow. We should approve 1.8 and it should go. Getting? So continuous delivery, it's all about making your deliverables ready mode and just waiting for approval to get deployed in production or in your release cycle. So, and this entire action should happen in automated style. So that's the prerequisite of your deliverable. Again, same rules apply. Whatever you're trying to deliver, so those changes should be small. Like CI should be small. Small minor changes. Minor changes is recommended than major. Minor changes are recommended than major. Okay. So that's the point. First of all, CI/CD does not believe in big changes at all. They all believe in small changes. Big changes, big headaches. Small changes, small headaches. That's it. Is it done? Okay, nice. So what is your homework now? So the homework is one of the very dangerous question in this segment is difference between CI and CD. So this is highly targeted interview question, guys. This is an interview question. They can target you like a difference between CI and CD. This is a highly asked interview questions, guys. So I keep on giving you questions also, right? So please make sure that you write in your notes. So one of the important questions from this segment itself is the difference between CI and CD, or they can pick up what is CI. They can ask you what is CI. They will want to see what is your understanding on CI. They can ask you what is CD. Okay, your understanding. And they can ask you, can you tell me a few CI CD tools, right? So the list is here. So the CI CD tools is here. A lot of tools are there in the market. So you can give this list to them. If you are able to give them 4 to 5 tools, that's sufficient. So, but practically talking, currently in the DevOps era, Jenkins is on the top. Almost like AWS dominates the market by 60%. Jenkins dominates the market by 60%. Same equation. 60% of the market currently is using Jenkins. That's the reason you see that in DevOps, if you say that I don't know Jenkins, then you're not a DevOps at all. See guys, if you want to say that I am a DevOps engineer, there are some subjects you need to carry. First, Git. Second, Jenkins. Third, Ansible. Oh, write this in a book. Docker. Fifth, Kubernetes. That's it. Basic, that means the journey, the road itself, entry point itself is Linux. Entry point is Linux. These are the 5 things you need to be in keep control. And if you want to get more package, as I already told you in the basic classes now, more package, then you need to attach the cloud. Any cloud you can learn, whether it's AWS or Azure or GCP, it's up to you. So if you say that I know the DevOps, then these are the 5 things you need to have control. You need to be good in these 5 subjects. We have a lot of tools in the market. Not every tool is as a demand. But if you say that if I know this, you are in the game. That's it. Okay, now let's move on with about the Jenkins. Now move to the Jenkins. So Jenkins is leading the market from almost 7 years, and it is CI/CD tool. 60% market domination. It is written in Java. Jenkins is written in the Java. Okay. And Jenkins entirely operates on plugins concept. So whatever the action that you want to do in the Jenkins, you have to install the plugin like Android phone. So let's say you buy an Android phone, a mobile phone in the shop. At that point of time, you'll feel that that's a useless. The reason is there are no apps in it, correct? You'll feel little not great. So the actual use of the mobile comes into the picture apart from calling is we start installing the apps. So like you install the apps for appropriate use case. For example, for Facebook, we install Facebook app. For let's say for Truecaller, correct. For photos editing, we install something, correct. To watch videos, we install some app. Okay, WhatsApp, correct. For email, one app. So likewise here also in the Jenkins, any action that you want to do, you have to install plugin. Got it? So that is what we have to do. The next, Jenkins is considered as best UI, guys. We have a lot of tools in the market. Jenkins got credit rating saying that it is best UI. And that's also easy also. And Jenkins has almost like 99% of use cases. It fits whatever you're looking, Jenkins can help you. And easy to use, easy to set up also. And this tool is capable of working on 32-bit and 64-bit. So this is one of the factor which is helping to stand in the market, because some of the tools that you see in the here, they don't have capability to work on 32-bit. But Jenkins is capable of working on 32-bit also, capable on 64-bit also. So that means it's a combination of both the old engineers or something like old operating systems and new operating systems. It is capable of working on both Windows, Linux, and Mac. And interestingly, this is free. It's free. There is no enterprise edition in Jenkins at all. Entirely Jenkins itself is free. Understood? Okay. So that is one another reason why the Jenkins is crazy. And very common question is here, tell me about features of Jenkins. That's you know it. Okay. Now small history about the Jenkins. So listen like a story, guys. This story nobody will bother in interview. But simple story I'll tell you. 2 minutes, you should finish off that. So there was a guy called Kosugi Kawaguchi. Some Gucci will say Kawaguchi. Okay, he was a Japanese. So this guy was a student once upon a time. We are also students once upon a time. Likewise, he was also a student along with his 3 other friends, college mates. Okay, he started doing a college project. Correct, college project. And that college project he chosen was to develop a tool to do build process, small build only at his college level only. For small piece of code, whatever is done, that small tool he developed. So later what they done is after they were done with their college stuff, these guys continued the work. They continued the work. Okay. They continued that work, and altogether they developed a build tool. Okay. Which can compete a licensed tool. Licensed tool, guys, which can give a very tough competition to a. That is what happened. So they were looking some funds now. Some funds they were looking. As you know, when we are doing some project, we require somebody to sponsor. So they gave the presentation to a company called Sun Microsystems. Did you hear Sun Microsystems? Yes, no? So Sun Microsystem is the inventor of your Java, no? You guys know that Sun Microsystem is the originator of the Java. So Java was developed by Sun Microsystems. And the Sun Microsystems was went into turmoil somewhat around in. Okay, so first let's go about this story. So funds they were looking, they gave the presentation to the Sun Microsystems. Okay. So Sun Microsystems, what I can say, they were impressed by this guy's project and they said yes for the funding. Along with funding, interestingly, they were given jobs in Microsystems, Sun Microsystems, way back in 2006. Understood now? So these guys got the job in Sun Microsystems way back in 2006, working on the same project only. They were inducted into the Sun Microsystems. So between 2006, development still continued, and in 2018, they came up with a product name called Hudson. That whatever the project they developed, they called that as an Hudson. And what happened? The days did not go well for Sun Microsystems, or I can say their situation was bad. My financial system was bad. And this company was sold out to Oracle in 2009. Roughly around 2009 year, guys. So Oracle has purchased the Sun Microsystem. Now, after the purchasing this Sun Microsystem, Oracle, okay, one interesting point is this guys Kawaguchi and 3 other friends believe in a concept called open source. They are supporters of open source. Okay. When they are given the project or when they are given the jobs in Sun Microsystems, they had a contract with them saying that whatever the project they develop called Hudson, this will also be the open source only. Open source. Hudson will be an open source only. That is an agreement they had. Okay. They will earn by support charges only, but the product will be free only. Now, what happened once the Oracle purchased this company? The Hudson was converted from open source to licensed product. This is what happened in 2010. Open source of Hudson was converted to license. So this Kawaguchi and his team did not like it. They did not like it, guys. So they resigned jobs from Oracle now, and they came out and they rewritten the code. They rewritten because they have actually written the Hudson now. They have rewritten the entire code in a better style, and they released that product. They started this work in 2011, and they finished off this in roughly in 2013. So they released this product with a name called Jenkins. Clear? The small evolution story, guys. So Kawaguchi, along with these 3 classmates, started a small project and they developed a tool. Presentation was impressed by Microsoft, this Microsystems. Microsystems funded it. Then Oracle bought over this company, and Oracle, they don't give anything free. So that's the reason they made it licensed. And that's the reason they did not like. They came out, rewritten, and released the Jenkins into the market. Now, this is the logo. Okay. So this is a logo between this is Hudson logo. This is Hudson logo, guys. And this is a Jenkins logo. There's a difference between these two logos. Hudson and Jenkins. Both are actually developed by same person. But today, Hudson has lost the relevance in the market. They don't have much demand. But Jenkins has got a lot of demand. Clear? Now, what is the difference between these two logos, guys? Anything that you identify, funny thing here? Tell me. Anything funny that you realized here? All married people. How many of you are married here? Please raise your hands. Only 4. Rest are not married. Okay, oh, I see only 8. Okay, 9. Headcount is increasing. 10. Okay, nice. So 11. Why the headcount? Okay, roughly I'll consider 11. So 11 votes for married. So married people should answer this effectively. There is some funny joke here. One of the comedy thing, right? So way back 3 years ago, one of the student name called Navina. He gave the answer. She actually told me. So I was asking what is the difference, but she gave very funny answer. Now currently she is working in Infosys as DevOps, one of my students. So in the class, she gave me one funny answer. Even today, I remember that. So she said, so this guy looks like unmarried, and this fellow looks like married. Do you agree, boys? Boys here, please comment. Yeah. So before marriage, you have to bow. You always free, relax mode. Correct. Your head is always on top. But after marriage, what happens? You have to bow your head to your wife, your madams. And first thing is hair loss. I'm just kidding. So take it as funny joke only. So that is what that lady told me on that day in the class. So even I still remember. So this is a funny joke about this logos. But coming to the concept, this is a difference. So this is a Jenkins logo, how it looks like, right? And this is the Hudson logo. Then if you're talking about the system requirements, guys, so this is also one of the star rated questions in the interview. So if you're planning to install the Jenkins on the system, okay, you're planning to install the Jenkins on the computer. So what is the requirement? So we require 1 GB of RAM, okay, 1 GB of freely available RAM, and 50 GB of hard disk. And on that machine, you need to have Java JDK 1 dot above. 1 dot above, guys. So if you're planning with 1.6 or 1.7, it will not work. Jenkins will not cooperate. So you need to have a Java JDK or JRE, either one, not both. Either one of them is required to be installed. That is 1.8 above. So 1.8, 1.9, 1.10, 1.11. So a lot of versions are there, but minimum is 1.8. Okay. But if it is a choice between JDK and JRE, so I recommend you guys to go with JDK version because JDK is a full pack Java development kit. JRE is like a plugin, okay, runtime environment. So you have to do this one. Clear? Now, so we'll start doing the installation process tomorrow as it takes almost like 1 hour to finish up. Okay. So we'll start doing the installation tomorrow, guys. So let me copy paste this notes over there. Any questions for me? Everybody are receiving the class notes first of all. I want to know who is missing with the class notes. Because I'm getting some messages that you guys are missing. First of all, I want to know who is missing. One second. So you guys saw 31B or 32B, guys? 31B, no? Okay. So you guys are aware that Linux classes started? Yes, no? What is the session number? So session number is 24. Okay. Okay, so Linux classes have started, guys. So let me get that data for you. I think Shubham has texted you in the WhatsApp group. So one thing to be notified, guys, that let me get the class Linux class link. So this is a Linux class link. I'm pasting it here. See guys, this is those classes are cyclic. Cyclic means once the batch starts, it will over. Again, 1 week gap, again it starts. So that's a cyclic because it's a free. And you have the class at 4 o'clock and another one at 6 o'clock. So it's up to you whether you want to attend at 6 or at 4. So this is the link which started at 6 p.m. Is it 6 p.m? Yeah. If you guys are, those are comfortable at 6 p.m, please attend. That's a free of cost only. Got it? So that's a Zoom link ID. Please join that class. If you're not comfortable at 6 p.m, please check with the Shubham, your batch admin, right? He is admin. And check with Shubham at there should be one more batch which will start at 4 o'clock. Already 4 o'clock batch is going on. Check when is the time for 4 o'clock. 4 and 6. Only two options. 4 and 6, guys. So currently 6 started. If you're not flexible with 6, check for 4 o'clock with him. And please follow this, guys. When you're dropping a mail to me, please put these details. So I get some mails from students who just say, hi, I have this problem. I don't know whether you're my student or somebody's student. Or what's your name? What's your email ID? I don't know that information. So please kindly follow this format when you drop. Okay. So whatever, guys, whatever the Imran teaches you in the basic classes, almost he will take classes for 40 days, I guess. So whatever he teaches you in the class, everything is important for you. Because after 40 days of your class, they will change the link and that guy will continue with administration class. Those who joined for Linux admin course. So administration is not required for you. Got it now? So clear, Nayak, you got the answer? Okay. So whatever the first 40 classes that Linux taught by Imran, so that is important for your DevOps. Okay, Shravya. Yeah, please check with Shubham if there is any morning class. I'm expecting there should be one morning class. Check with him. But currently 6 o'clock started. Everybody receives the notes now, no problem. Okay, nice. And tomorrow, what is the tomorrow, guys? Tomorrow, Republic Day, Institute. Tell me, what is the story about Institute? Institute is open. There is no holiday for Institute. So we'll have as usual class tomorrow. Anyway, Republic Day we don't celebrate in the night now. So tomorrow we'll have as usual class in the evening at the same time, 8:45. There is no holiday. So we'll continue as usual classes tomorrow, guys. Any other questions, please? Anuja, okay, so just message me. I'll give a call to you. Okay. Anuja, please message me. You guys have my number. Message me. We'll talk. Okay. Chalo, guys. See you guys, and let's catch up tomorrow. See you. Bye bye.